CNZ stands for Colegio Nueva Zombie. We wanted to build out a project that would be interdisciplinary, that is to say that would involve multiple content areas that would occur at grades before students got to 12th grade. In addition, they really need to bring in skills that are kind of beyond the academic, skills like critical thinking and collaboration, so that they'd have built those skills in advance of being asked to engage in this comprehensive 12th grade research project.
Mr. Hesse came in and said, "We're doing a zombie project. This is going to be the PBL that we have been talking about." I love zombies. Everyone wasn't pretty hyped. I got really excited. But the whole project caught me off guard, and it was just such a cool idea from my perspective, so yeah.
The CNZ project was very unique and it was very well thought out and very creative. I felt like it engaged the students more and allowed us to bring out our creativity, which is not something we can do a lot in regular classes.
I think it's so insanely cool that zombies and like a zombie apocalypse were the world problem that we had to solve. Because it's metaphorical, there is like a lot of things that in our world that represent those zombies.
So students worked in teams, each team representing a country. But then inevitably they really had to start building coalitions, international coalitions, to come up with a solution of how they're going to fend off this zombie apocalypse.
You know, they were planning negotiations to develop vaccines. They were creating alliances, potentially going to war. They were negotiating giving up different territory and moving millions of people across different countries and land.
We could negotiate and compromise a lot, and we could also take risks. I was able to find pros and cons of our policies.
So I think that students have learned throughout their years in CNG that learning is a process, not necessarily a product. And so where the joy comes in discovery is through process, including trial and error. And what they found in this project particularly was that failure was actually really important to eventual success.
What is success a lot of times is about the ability of a group to accomplish those tasks. And that's very different than traditional education where we learn skills so that one day we can get into that setting. This kind of goes directly there. Hopefully they can reflect on those when they are in a real situation and they can think, I've been there before.
What surprised me the most was that like everybody was actually engaged. The pressure of having to find a solution like really helped us all like want to get really focused and want to work as hard as we could.
A thing that surprised me the most was how they were going to try to connect math and science and English to this. I think they did a really good job with doing that. They put it all together for us to have a great experience.
For example, let's say in English, we were learning ethos, pathos, and logos in order to convince our population. This, even though we had seen it in the past, it was kind of new to me, so it was interesting just combining all of these aspects together into one big project.
In this project, you were really working with peers across content areas and come up with an idea that we led an entire grade of students through over the course of 5 weeks.
The amount of time and effort and obvious like detail that they thought through was really inspiring. It's one of the things I love most about working at CNG is that I'm surrounded by professionals who are really, really good at their job, and I think that was on full display with CNZ.
I think this project will benefit me in the future, definitely, as I said before, in leadership skills, because I was able to direct the most of the group that I could into working and giving the best that we could in this project and giving the best work that we could put out there.
I'm more of a reserved person, so being able to do a lot of teamwork will help me in the future as I grow. I don't need to be scared to share my ideas and to give my best to the group.
One of our main goals was to make sure this was something that was both obviously an academic experience for the students and a growing experience for the students, but also an engaging experience for the students. Something that was fun for them and fun for us, so that in future years we'd say, you know, this is something I really want to do again.
If CNG were able to continue to use the PBL learning style, then I feel like it would be really interesting and we'd be able to engage most of their students into the creative side and being able to find themselves more through these projects.